As I've mentioned in my previous videos, I'm actually traveling right now for like the foreseeable future. I have no idea how long I'm going to be traveling for or where I'm kind of going, but right now I'm actually in Lisbon. And I thought it'd be really fun and interesting to kind of go over my tech choices for my travel. I actually spent a lot of time thinking about what I want, why I need it, and kind of trialing a few things. Now, your use case might be different, but this is what I find works for me right now. And the most important aspect is that it needs to be USB-C only. There are a few exceptions in here, but everything is powered and charged off USB-C, and that's super important to me. It's also worth noting that a lot of this stuff is on Black Friday deal at the moment, so it's a really good time to snag it up either for yourself or for someone for Christmas. So I'll leave links to everything down below in the description. They're all affiliate links. And with that, then let's crack on with the video. So I have the Sony WX-1500 XMY 2Ks. These are amazing for on the airplane because the noise cancelling is so good, but I also use these as they plug into my microphone. I also have the AirPod 2 for kind of transport and kind of going out and running and things like that, but I just can't let go of these. Like I really like them, especially for on the flight. And obviously I've done a couple of videos on the Oculus headset. I haven't used it yet while working, but it is really good. It's just a bit of a commitment, and I'm not really doing any work at the moment that needs multiple screens, but I'll leave links down below around the 2 videos I've made around this, because I really do want it to work for me, but I do think it's a big and bulky. So that's the Oculus or Meta Quest 2. We have my teleprompter here when I'm writing a script and whatever. It looks good right now, but I fully anticipate that breaking. It does take up a lot of space. I'd love like a flat pack portable solution. Also, this actual controller always disconnects. I don't know if it's a battery thing, but this is the brand. I've actually spoken to them and they want to send me out a new controller because I have mentioned it just keeps disconnecting all the time. Really annoying, but whatever. That could be a bit better. And then I have my what's this? The Sony A7 III with a Sigma 16mm 1.4 or something. Really amazing camera. I love this camera so much, and obviously it's got like a Manfrotto stand there, so I can kind of stand it on my desk. And I love this camera, but I don't need something so big. I'd love something a bit more smaller that can still take this lens, because I absolutely love this lens. It's an amazing lens, shallow depth of field but wide angle. But to be honest, it's not a huge priority to replace it. It will cost me a bunch to basically replace that, and it does the job. And I don't think you can get much smaller than that, really. It'd also be great to have a flippable screen, but I know there's a few options out there, but it's just not like a priority to replace that right now. But amazing camera with a little kind of desk tripod I have up there. I do have the mono tripod here if I need to, if I've got enough room kind of behind my screen or whatever, then I've got that. Interestingly enough, I have the, what's this, the Samsung Q2U. Great little USB microphone that can also do obviously XLR input, but I chose that one specifically because it has USB and I can plug my headphones into that. The tripod is actually the bottom of that. I was trying to look for ways to use this desk tripod, this mini tripod, with this, but then I found out that just screws in the bottom there, so I don't need to have an adapter. The light here, which is an amazingly thin light, annoyingly the adapter that goes into there, into the power supply, I've left at home, so that's a complete waste of space right now. I'd like to go home and get it because it is useful, because right now I'm just using this desk light, which I might not always have, and when I'm traveling, so it'd be good to get that up and running. Otherwise, so far I've not really needed it. So there's my YouTube podcasting setup. We have my HDMI kind of thing here. Again, one benefit to like upgrading my camera or changing the camera is that this and this might be built in, but with the Sonys you need HDMI output. I know there are cameras where you can just run a USB-C kind of out of the camera, but you know, it is what it is. So I'd like to condense that one day, but it's just not a priority. This is my little white balance setter thingy, pops out and I can set my white balance. Moving along of my iPad Pro 2018 with a keyboard or something and the pen. I use this for creating graphics. I use this for as a secondary monitor. Obviously I have that if I want 3, but 2 monitors here, which works really well. And then doing graphics and stuff with the pen on here is really good, and kind of watching movies and whatever in bed. Moving over here, obviously got the 14-inch MacBook Pro. Best laptop I've ever bought, to be fair. Absolutely just blown away by that. Absolutely love it. Real powerhouse in a small size. Now I specifically chose the 14-inch because it is smaller. The 16-inch is a big boy and I could get exactly the same amount of power as I needed to. It's the M1 Pro, by the way. I didn't need an M1 Max. I'm not doing a lot of heavy duty graphical work. I'm doing coding, which doesn't need graphics. And this is perfectly fine. So, but the 16-inch was just too big. This is beautifully portable. I've actually gone through a ridiculous amount of chargers, and I even have one more of these, a smaller version for when I was on a 13-inch one of these. But this is 100 watt, and if we have a look at the front here, I've got 200 watts, 120 watt, and then what's that? What is that? I can't even see it. Scraping off 18 watt USB-A input there. So that gives me, I think that's a total of 100 watts. So I can spread 100 watts through all of these things. This is amazing, and I can basically obviously charge everything USB-C or USB-A. And I have a world adapter, so I can obviously use that in the US. But then I have a UK, Europe, and all the rest of it adapter. And then I've got an extension cable here to make that go a lot longer if I need it to. And then this is like a Thunderbolt 3 6 feet cable. So again, loads of flexibility. Cost quite a lot, that one did. But I just knew that if I had one long Thunderbolt cable that will kind of do the job. So that's why I've got that one. That took me a while to figure out this. I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to power, because I just want one power just to do everything, just so I don't have to carry loads around. The next bit will be obviously the phone. This thing that I'm recording on is an iPhone 11 Pro Max, and I will not update this phone until they introduce USB-C, which hopefully they'll do next year, because then I can really have a really good setup. And then lastly, I guess this is my tech bag. Nothing really notable inside of here, just cables and whatever. But this is the Peak Design tech bag, which is stupidly expensive. Most of their stuff is, but that kind of carries basically all my cables and everything. It's big enough to carry all of that. So that's that AWS bottle, and I'll probably do a quick shot of my coffee mug, which is upstairs, and my own logo on it. And then finally is the Peak Design everyday backpack. Now again, stupidly expensive, but the organization on this thing is through the roof. But inside of here, I suppose it's worth saying that I have it's not, what are these called? Like Robin or something like that. It's not the main brand. I basically bought it when I was in Australia. It's something like £10 or £20 or something like that. But that's if you've never seen one of these, hang on, I'll do a quick setup. So it props up my laptop at eye level, which is really good. And then I have a Apple keyboard, just a wireless Apple keyboard, which I actually have Dvorak or something that someone corrected me on. Dvorak keyboard. I literally took each of these buttons out one by one and replaced them, and you can kind of see it's not fully in properly, but it works. It's fine. So then I have obviously that down there, and then I have a Logitech vertical, because I had kind of back issues using normal mice, and then this one kind of weird, takes a while to get used to, but again and works perfectly well. So that's kind of what's in this bag. I don't think I have anything else in here, no, but this is a beast for organization. My laptop in there, I can put my iPad in there, and it's kind of my go-to kind of travel setup. This is kind of a mobile SIM card Wi-Fi bridge, if that makes sense. Basically, I can stick a SIM card in here and it will share that data connection over Wi-Fi. So essentially, I have my UK SIM in my phone and I'll leave that in that phone. If I want to get a local SIM card, I can whack it in here, and every time I need data, just connect through this over Wi-Fi, and it's battery powered as well. I've used this in the past to bridge a Wi-Fi connection, so I can connect with any Wi-Fi using this and then connect to this via Wi-Fi. So the connection is weak and I need to extend it or whatever. So I think I covered everything there, all the kind of important things that I use on an everyday basis. If you want me to go into any more depth of any of these things, I love talking tech and I love sharing what I use, what I think quite hard about when it comes to traveling, because like I say, I want maximum impact for as little space, for as little as possible really. So even my toiletries, even my carry-on luggage, whatever, if you want to hear more, let us know and I'll do a follow-up video. But if this does interest you and you enjoyed the video, hit the like because I'd really appreciate that, and yeah, subscribe if you want to. I'll see you in the next one.